Hi, I'm Michael. This is Punk as Folk, and this week's album comes to us from a band whose Bandcamp states that they are the second best punk band in Dayton, Ohio. I tried to fact check it, but wasn't able to, so I'm just going to take their word for it. The band is the Raging Nathans. The album is Waste My Heart. It was released on June of this year, 21, by Rad Girlfriend Records. It's 12 songs, 35 minutes long. This album really has it all. It's pure punk, but there's an obvious nod to pop punk. One of the songs has a nod to that 60s beach sound, which we'll talk about later. Lyrics, instrumental. The drums on this are the drums shine to me on this album. I don't know if that's the way they sound live or if that's the way it was mastered, but it's fantastic. Comes in this sleeve with liner notes on the inside, just a lyric liner sheet. The other side has a picture of the band. Interestingly, on my lyric sheet, New Direction and Tempest Fuck It are swapped as to the way they appear on the album. That means nothing, but I found it interesting. Mine is just standard black vinyl. Let's talk about some of the songs. The first one I want to talk about is Out of Touch. It has a pop punk feel to it, with lyrics that remind you that partner in crime, your other half, your friend, whatever, that provides the pieces of you that you feel are missing and makes it easier to stand up as a whole when you're together. And then the feeling you get when they're not around and you have to stand on your own. I found it very relatable. Shadows of Youth switches to an almost hardcore sound, which is cool for me because that was what I was into when I was younger mostly. Just that in-your-face driving sound. There's a dance break in it with a guitar solo. Yeah, it's just in-your-face drives. Wide Awake might have hit me personally the most. The lyrics are about not being able to fall asleep because of the thoughts that are racing in your head. A lot of times those thoughts are outside of your control, or are about things that are outside of your control, so there's nothing you can really do about it except try to sleep. And then later in the song they mention being woken by nightmares, which is something I deal with a lot. Part of the reason I used to drink heavily. So yeah, that song kind of speaks to me personally. I don't know if you'll like it, but I hope you do. I Could Never Fall in Love with You might be one of the funnest songs on this album. It's the song that I mentioned earlier that has that throwback 60s beach feel to it, which if you've watched my other videos, you know I dig it when punk bands do this. The lyrics in the liner notes have a total of 19 words, and it is just that. It is the verse repeated over and over for 2.5, 3 minutes, just like was common in the 60s. I don't want to mention the Monkees 2 videos in a row, but yeah, kind of threw me back to that feel, and I love it. Overworked is a song that I think basically anybody who has to go punch a clock for 8 hours a day at a job they're not really passionate about. I mean, we kind of sing that song in our heads without even knowing it. The chorus lyrics go, "My brain is fried and my body is spent. I'm fine. I think I'm overworked today." So I think that song will appeal to a lot of people. especially people like me whose passion isn't what they do. They'd much rather be doing something else. So, and I know I'm not alone there. A lot of people feel that way. So yeah, I highly suggest this album. Like I said, they're from Dayton, Ohio. Rad Girlfriend is also from Dayton, Ohio. I will post links below. And watch out for the Raging Nathans. If you haven't heard of them, they are putting out a lot of material. I have, go through the pile of 7 inches. Bring Me the Head of Betsy DeVos was a 2-song single they put out a couple months ago. They also put out a split with the Dwarves. Wow, why could I not think of that? They had a split they put out with Dwarves, which mine actually shipped out today. All these songs are available on their Bandcamp. They are also available to stream if that's your thing. But yeah, try and support the artists. Throw them a couple dollars on Bandcamp or buy their album. And if you want to support this channel, like, subscribe, and tell your friends or whatever. Follow me on Instagram. Thanks. Bye.